Good afternoon, children. This is the second video, continuation of the previous one. So that's why I will continue from brain drain only. So as I was discussing that brain drain is nothing but the emigration of highly trained or educated people from their own countries to foreign lands. That is, when people, for having a better standard of life, for earning good amount of money, for a better salaried job, they are actually moving out from their own country and they are working in some other country in foreign land. That is known as brain drain. Why such a typical term is used? Because these people who are technically very much skilled or highly educated, these people, they're actually utilizing their knowledge or their skill or their innovation, whatever you can say, for the betterment of a foreign land. They are not serving their own nation. So that is why, as because their own country is actually losing these innovative brain or highly educated brain. So that is why this phenomena is known as brain drain. Okay. Now we have to understand the effects of brain drain. Okay. Now brain drain also has positive as well as negative effects. So let us discuss the things one by one. Regarding the positive effects, the first thing that we can say, that is betterment of human resource. So what is the meaning of this statement? That is, the countries to which these highly educated and skilled people they are going, they are enhancing the quality of human resource. Okay, because human brain is also considered as a resource. Now the next thing that we can say, that is, in the foreign countries, most of the time they are getting very good scope for for research and development. Okay, and last but not the least, obviously these people are getting better salaried jobs. That's why they are going to other countries. Now regarding the negative effects, we can say that lack of skilled people and innovative brain in their own country, as because these people are leaving their own country, so from their own countries the skilled people, the number or percentage of skilled people, that is reducing gradually. Next thing that we can say, that all these skilled people or all these people with very innovative brain or very good ideas, they can be the promising leaders of future, but the country is losing them. That is also another negative effect of brain drain. Now we have to understand different streams of migration. Okay, so broadly we can classify them, that is the streams of migration, into four categories. The first one or the most common one is rural to urban. Okay, the next one is rural to rural, the third one is urban to urban, and the fourth one is urban to rural. Though the fourth one is not very common, but it is also there. Now let me briefly discuss these things one by one. Rural to urban. Now, rural areas means village areas, okay, and urban areas means towns or cities. So as because in the villages job options are less, education facilities, healthcare facilities, transport system, all these are not as developed as the towns or cities. So usually it has been noticed that people, they prefer to move from the villages to the nearby towns or cities. So this is rural to urban migration. Now the next is rural to rural. Sometimes people, they are moving from a small village to a nearby bigger one. Okay, maybe in the big village they have better job opportunities or better education facilities, or sometimes women, they're getting married from one village and they are going to settle in some other village, nearby village. Okay, so this can be an example of rural to rural migration. Now the next thing is urban to urban. Urban to urban happens in case of job, in case of education, in case of marriage, whatever. Okay, that is a person who is born and brought up in Kolkata. After completing his education, the person has got a job in Pune. So this is an example of urban to urban migration. Now, last but not the least, urban to rural. This is little bit uncommon or not so popular. That is why people will prefer to go from a town or from a city to a village. Actually, sometimes what happens, people after their retirement, they prefer to live close to the nature, or they prefer to live in a place where the pollution level is quite less, population is also less, in a calm and quiet place. So in that case, people, they might move from any urban unit to a nearby rural unit. Okay, so these are some of the examples that I have given. Okay, if you wish, you can give some other examples also. So for your understanding, I have given these sort of examples. Now the next thing regarding migration, or the next topic related with migration, that is nature of migration. So the first one we can say intrastate migration. What is that intrastate migration? When people are migrating within the same state. Okay, suppose I was living in Noida, now I have settled in Kolkata. So both the places, Noida and Kolkata, both the places are in West Bengal. So this can be an example of intrastate migration. Now the next one, interstate. So in case of interstate, people are actually crossing the state boundary. From one state, they are migrating to some other state. Okay. Domestic means when people, they are migrating within the same country, and international when people, they are migrating, or rather crossing the boundary of their own country, they are going to some other country, that is considered as international migration. So one thing I would like to suggest students, when you people will write about all these things, you have to give examples. Okay, you can set up your own examples, that is not a problem, but give a relevant one. Now the last topic that I will discuss in the next video. Thank you.